Hey lovelies, welcome to Blending Creative. If you are new to my channel or you have been watching my videos and you have not clicked on the subscribe button, please click on the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. Do me the favor of clicking on the subscribe button and turning on your notification bell so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos. In my channel, I upload videos every week, so do well to check on my channel every day. So today I'll be teaching you how to make this beautiful gown. So using this paper to illustrate it because the camera couldn't cover the fabric because it's so big. So assuming this is the yardage of your fabric and that's the depth of your fabric. So you fold your fabric into four fold it into four as I have folded my paper. You fold it into four. Please give my video a thumbs up and do drop your comment in the comment section so I can know wherever you are confused, I can give answers to them. So we'll go ahead to mark out our gown. So assuming that's the length of the gown, that particular portion that I've just ruled is the length of your gown, and this other part is the breadth of your gown. Remember, our fabric is folded into four. So we'll go ahead and mark the our shoulder line. So you measure the middle of the neck of your client down to the hand of your client. So wherever the client wants the sleeve to stop, and the client will indicate. So if, for example, the middle of your client neck down to the sleeve is 30, you mark at 30 at that point of the shoulder. So the next thing we're going to mark at is our underbust. Exactly at the underbust line, you're going to mark at, you're going to rule down. So you measure your underbust and you rule down. If it's 13, make sure you rule it exactly 13. So because there will be no joining at the shoulder. So you go ahead and measure your underbust. Take your underbust measurement, adding 2-inch allowance. So you add 2-inch allowance to it, and you slope it down to meet the shoulder as shown in the illustration here. So you slope it down to meet the shoulder as shown in the illustration. So like I told you, you can make your sleeve long to as far to your wrist. So depend on how your client wants it. So what we're going to do now is to measure the length of our gown. The length of our gown, you put your tape at the tip of the apex of that angle 90. Then you take it down as if you are measuring a flare. So from that point, you flip your tape round. Then you can connect the measurement. I just want to cross check if my measurement is accurate. So just go ahead and mark it properly. So the length of your gown, you take it round. So you can see how I am connecting the point here. So you connect the point of your gown that way also. So you can see the shape of our gown is coming out. You might just be so confused about the shape of the gown, but this is going to really come out beautifully if you follow it step by step as I've illustrated. So we'll just going to go ahead and cut out some of the parts that we do not need in this gown. So you watch carefully so that you don't cut where you ought not to cut in the gown. So go ahead and cut out the parts that are not needed in the gown. So I'm through cutting this. So we'll go ahead and cut the neckline. So if it's a round neckline, if you want it a V neckline, you can also do a V neckline. So like I told you, there's no joining at the shoulder. So when folding your fabric, fold it exact way I folded my paper because that's how I folded my fabric. So you measure the neckline 3 inches and the depth could be 5. So You can see I've cut out my neck, the circumference of my neck, and I've cut it out. So this is what I'm going to, you follow this pattern to cut on your fabric. You can see how it is when you unfold the paper, when you unfold your fabric. So I'll just go ahead and do that to my fabric. And as I've told you before, there's no joining at the shoulder. So ensure when you are doing there's no joining at the shoulder. You can see that I have done that to my fabric, except for the neckline. I've not cut out the circumference of my neck. You can see it's exact the way I have illustrated in the paper. That's what I did to my fabric. So if you follow the illustration carefully, can you see you will arrive at the same result. So I've gone ahead to cut my the neck circumference. So I'm going to use bias to turn the neckline. I'm going to use bias to turn the neckline and flip it over. So I'll just go ahead and do that quickly off camera. So you can go ahead and do yours also. So I've biased the neck line. So I'll just go ahead and flip it over. I've sewn one side, so I'll go ahead and flip it over. So I've done that. So we're going to fold our sleeve now. Our sleeve. So I'm just arranging the fabric because I'm using chiffon. And you know chiffon is very soft. So at that point, we are going to notch that point there. That point at the other under bust. I'm just going to show you in the paper so that you can understand that point there. So that's where we are going to notch. So you notch it just a little, so to enable you fold the sleeve. So that's what I will do to my fabric. So we'll go ahead and fold the sleeve at the two sleeves. So we're going to go ahead and fold the two sleeve. So I have done that. So for we go to our under bust. You take the measurement, since the fabric is already folded into two, take the measurement of just one side of it. Then you cut out a strip on that, a piece on that by, the widening should be by 2 inch, maximum 2 inch. So it shouldn't be more than 2 inch. I'm done with that. So you go ahead and cut a piece of the underbust divided by 2. So you place it at the mid of the front and you mark out the middle. Then you are going to place the piece on top that the front part of your gown. Then you're going to sew something like a buttonhole. And you're going to sew something like a buttonhole at that point, which shouldn't be more than 1 inch or 1.5 inch. You shouldn't exhaust the 2 inch piece that you've cut. So you're going to place your fabric like this on your machine. Then you are going to sew that the buttonhole shape on that piece on top of the front part of the dress. So look at it. So I have done that. You can see I've done that. So I will go ahead and open that place that I told you to cut like a button, to sew like a buttonhole. So I'll just go ahead and I'm going to flip it open. I'm going to cut it open with my my scissors. You can use razors, so you can watch carefully so that you see how I did it. I know it's not really showing. Maybe I would have used a non-matching thread, maybe a white thread, so that you can see what I have just demonstrated anyway. So I have done that now. It's just like a buttonhole, the way you do buttonhole. So for us to uh, turn the piece inside so that we have a neat finish where our rope can come out neat, come out without bringing out rough edges. So we are going to flip the rope inside now. We're going to flip this inside. So you can decide to make your own not as long as my own, but I just want to do it this way. So flip it inside and flip it. Remember, we are flipping it to the wrong side. And we placed it on the right side. Now we are flipping it to the wrong side. And when you do that to your fabric, you see how neat the hole is. Now we have concealed the rough edges on it. We have concealed the rough edges on it. So You can see what I have done. I can even put my finger on it. So you do that. The back part of it, you just place your P2 and your piece on it without on putting hole at the back part of your dress. You just place your piece on it and you just sew it straight up and down without sewing the side of the rope. I will show you here. Just go ahead and do that. But for the front, I'm going to double it. I'm going to place another straight a strip like this on top of this one, and I'm just going to sew it at the top straight. Can you see? Straight. So for the back, you are not going to open a hole. You are just going to place the pieces straight on it and sew it straight. Then at the side, you are going to leave like 1 inch allowance there. You are not going to sew it to the very apex of the underbust. So you can see you're going to leave 1 inch at the side. That's what you're going to do to the back. Remember, at the back, you are not going to put any hole at the back. So you can see for the back, I have to show you this so that you understand what I'm saying. So you go ahead and do that to the back. So for the front, I have to place another one on top of it. I have to place another one on top of it like I told you. And I'll go ahead and sew it. I want to double the front just because of that hole at the front, because that's where the rope is going to come out from the back. Then the rope will come out at the front. Remember, at the back you don't have to put hole at the midpoint of the gown. You don't have to put hole at all. So I'll go ahead and sew straight on my front part of it. Okay, so I have done that. And our dress is really coming out. So we are going to go to our machine and sew that part of it. We flip it over to the wrong side. You flip your dress to the wrong side of the fabric. Then you go ahead and sew the side as demonstrated in the paper. So you go ahead and sew this side of it. Sew it down from the underbust down. So that's what I would do to my fabric now, and I've done that. And our dress is basically ready. So the next thing we're going to do is fold the bottom of our dress, or you can use a serger to weave the bottom of our dress. For the belt, you cut 1.5 inches. Then it should be your underbust times 2 if you want your belt to be long. Then you sew it and conceal the rough edges. Then you can fix it in through the hole that you left at the front. So our dress is ready. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed. Drop your comment in the comment section, and also give this video a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up and do share this link. I drop tutorials every week, so do ensure you turn off the notification bell so that you get alerted whenever I put on new videos. So see you in our next tutorial. Bye.